Years ago, when our kids were little, I asked my husband to run out and grab a few things at the grocery store. And since grocery shopping wasn't his usual job, he came back, and as we were unloading groceries, I noticed he'd missed a few things. Now, I didn't think I was being rude, but I started making little comments, just pointing out what he'd missed. But what I did not realize is that our 7-year-old daughter was sitting at the kitchen table, watching and listening. And in the middle of my commentary, my daughter spoke up, and she said, "Mom, you are not being very thankful." And you know what? She was right. And there was nothing I could say to defend myself, so I apologized to my husband. You know, that moment has stuck with me because it was a reminder that people watch how we live. And even when we're not trying to make an impression, we are. And that's what we see Paul addressing today in Colossians chapter 4. And in verse 5, Paul writes this: "Walk in wisdom toward outsiders, making the best use of your time." Now, this word outsiders is interesting. It refers to those who are outside of the faith, outside the church, those who do not know Jesus. So, what's Paul saying? He's saying, be wise in how you walk around people who do not know Jesus. Let me ask you, have you ever noticed that when people know that you're a Christian, they watch the way you live? And have you noticed that when you're going through a tough time, people really watch your life? I saw this play out powerfully in my friend Laurie's life. A couple years ago, Laurie's husband lost his job. They had no income, 3 small children, very little savings, and nothing seemed to change. But then, after searching for employment for 1.5 years, Laurie's husband got a job. It was an answer to prayer. But the real miracle was that same weekend Laurie's husband got the job, one of her good friends, who's not a Christian, called her and said, "Laurie, I have watched you through all of this. I've seen you struggle, but more than that, I have seen your faith, and I want to know what it means to have a relationship with Jesus." Now, isn't that incredible? Now, here's what's interesting. These women had been friends for over 10 years, and Laurie's friend had shown no interest in Christianity until she watched Laurie walk through her long trial and cling to Christ. So friends, here's my challenge. Very simple. Walk in wisdom toward outsiders. Now, think about how powerful this can be. What if they could hear your gracious words when other people gossip? What if they could see your peace when others panic? What if they could see your confidence and your faith in God when life does not go your way? You know, the world may not read a Bible, but the world is reading you and me, and you never know how your faith may be the very thing God uses to lead someone to Him.